So I want to make a review of what I think is a pretty interesting ball, the Taylormade Tour Response. There's a lot of these golf balls that sit a price category below something like TP5, Pro V1, Chrome Soft, the really expensive balls in the market. And a lot of people are always curious, like, is it a bad ball? Is it not as good for me? And I think a lot of it is misconceptions. These balls, for some people, can be very, very good. And one prerequisite we have to mention when you pick a ball that's, below premium price, the way that this one is, urethane cover. So the urethane cover is the material that's on the outside of the ball. Long story short, no kind of technical stuff. You need it. You need it to make the ball spin properly around the greens. You need to hit properly flighted shots with your wedges. It's a must. So urethane cover is something that's on this Tour Response ball, which makes it interesting, I think, even for someone like me to see what kind of performance I can get out of it. So what I want to do really quick is take you guys through 3 clubs in my bag left-handed. Quickly go over the numbers. I know my numbers really well, so I'll tell you how they compare to like a Pro V1. And then I might flip around and hit a couple irons right-handed just to show you what it does with an average swing speed. So I got 50-degree wedge here. Just gonna hit some nice smooth 120 shots into this pin. I'd hope to see these spin close to 10,000, but not quite at 10,000. That's what I'm expecting from a good tour ball. That's exactly what I got on the first one, 9930. It's perfect. Next shot, pretty much the same deal. And the last shot there, struck well as the other 2 were, nice and centered, about 9,500 spin there. So far, I'm saying for myself, there'd be no reason for me to not play this golf ball. So launch angle, spin rate, carry distance, consistency that I expect to see from my 50-degree when using a Pro V1. This is basically exactly what I would want to see. Pro V1 might spin a shade more than this, but it's within 100 or 200 RPM, so not a concern for me. The feel of the ball is pretty nice. It's, it's a little bit, on the firm side for some. Some others might find it kind of a nice mid-range soft ball. It certainly feels nice off the club. It wouldn't be anything you'd complain about. I would say kind of a mid-softness ball. Get some nice smooth 7-irons in there around 180. I would hope to see this spinning in the low 6,000s as an indication that the ball is flighted the way I want it to. Okay, didn't expect to see it go that far. So it's a little low spin on the iron, fair enough. 5,700 RPM, so I would have expected, and I know for a fact with a Pro V1 I'm spinning that well over 6,000, but that's okay. There are a lot of golfers who need mid-iron spin reduction, so it makes sense. Struck well. Yeah, so about 5,600 RPMs a spin. Again, lower than I would like, but there's a lot of people watching this going, I would love to shave 500 RPMs off my mid-iron swing. That's exactly what this is doing. Left that a shade open, but I'd still be happy on the green. And that spun just under 6,000. One thing I'll say is ball speed's very, very good on the 7-iron. I'm swinging at those very smooth. A very firm swing with a very firm ball. Sure, I could get my 7-iron ball speed over 130, but the pace that I hit those at, to hit them at 128 ball speed, to me, the ball is contributing quite a bit of speed. Launch angle was very consistent. The spin was fairly consistent as well, just on the lower side of what I would have expected. So it's not a knock on it. It's just worth noting that this is a lower spin ball in the mid-iron than a lot of other options you'd see in the premium category. And so with the driver, we're not expecting to see launch angle and the spin rate differences, versus other balls. That's unlikely to happen on the driver. We just don't have much loft. What I am going to keep an eye on is, am I losing ball speed from overcompression? Now, this is not a common issue. Unless you swing, 115 or more miles an hour, you probably won't even care about this section of it. I'm just going to do it quickly just for the fast swingers out there that might be concerned about losing distance on this ball if they overcompress it. So let's see if I can overcompress it, and if I do, how much is that losing me in yards? Okay, that's a good shot. A little low in the face, but that won't affect the speed too much. Same smash factors I was getting earlier with the Bridgestone. Pretty good swing as well. Let's take a look. Foresight always overreads my club head speed, so Keep in mind that I probably swung that closer to 120, and then the smash factor would be higher, but the ball speed is what I'm looking at. So based on what I put into it, that ball speed is comparable to TP5X and other balls I've been hitting actually today. And we'll end on that because that's the best hit of the bunch. Yeah, I mean, I would have a hard time saying that you're going to lose ball speed off the driver, even if you're a very quick swinger. So there's another 125 clubhead speed, same efficiency I've seen all day. It's been 1.41 or 1.42 all day. Yeah, so the driver's got plenty of ball speed. I hit them a little low in the face, so that's why the launch and spin are a little bit on the flat side, which is okay. But club data wise, I've been at 1.41, 1.42 all day with every ball I've used. I don't see any reason why a person who's quick in clubhead speed should shy away from this golf ball. It's just choosing it based on the spin profile you like. If you like, you know, what is a pretty quick ball off the driver, a ball that's spinny enough on the wedges, not the highest spinning ball in the world, but is spinny enough for 90% of people, I wouldn't have any concern about playing fast greens and trying to, you know, stop it on a firm green. There's plenty of spin there. So, as I said, I want to hit a couple right-handed irons for you and a couple wedges, just to give you an idea of what a slower swing speed result would be with this ball. To be honest, we've already kind of gone through the hard part, which is how does it perform for the fast speed, which sometimes is where that ball is weak. I'm expecting to see it do really well here, so let me get you a few numbers and then we can go over them to sum it up. That's a good swing. Pretty nice spin on that 8-iron. 150 yard shot, 6,300. For me, with the 8-iron right-handed, that's a really good result. Yeah, good one. Pretty balanced. And again, 6,000 spin on that is quite good. So let's see what that looks like. These are actually really good numbers. So at this speed, you know, the ball speed being sub 110, it's not a speed that you should be thinking about spinning it at 8,000. You don't need to be spinning, you know, the number on the club times 1,000. That's not necessary. Would it be nice to see it a bit higher? Sure, but this is a very functional ball flight for this speeded player. Lower spin than, you know, a tour ball might give you, but it's going to give you a little bit more distance out of it, giving you the 150 carry. If that was spinning more, you might be a 143 carry at most. That ball has flown at 100 feet on average. So a 100-foot high ball coming in at 48.9 degree landing angle. That's plenty of spin, plenty of stopping power. It's a very functional ball flight. Okay, so I'm gonna hit a few wedges. I think we really confirmed that 8-iron flight for the slower swing speed, more average player was perfect. Really happy with that. I just wanna hit a couple wedges for you guys to see if it's gonna spin enough. It's got the urethane cover, which is what you're paying for with the Tour Response. So that's really the important thing. We should see good spin numbers off this. That actually felt pretty good. Really good, actually. I'd be super happy with that. Tons of spin. 10,000 spin. That's well struck. Should be pretty similar to the first one. Ooh, look at that. Even more spin than the first one. Wow, 10,500. I hit that well also. So to me, that's 3 really good wedge shots, struck pretty well. That one was a little lower spin because I turned it right to left, but still, close to 10,000 spin is tons and tons of spin. You can see that even with that last one in there, which to be honest was probably a bit low, but I'll leave it in anyway, we're basically getting almost 10,000 RPMs of spin out of this sand wedge. So the cover on this golf ball is definitely letting you create a lot of backspin on the wedges. I just don't think there's many things negative to say about it. It worked well for me as a faster player. It wouldn't be my personal choice just because I would like to see a bit more spin on the mid irons, but that's a preference thing. But I can see it working for a ton of guys I play with, fast players, spin the irons a bit too much. They could easily play this, pick up a few yards in their irons, play better in the wind, be ecstatic. You know, the bit slower swing speed, the more average player, you're getting tons of height and spin on a mid iron, like an 8-iron, great performance, and you're getting really nice kind of like tour flighted wedges with the 56 there. You know, high 9,000, low 10,000 spin. You can stop that on any green anywhere and hit some like really professional looking shots. So, I mean, the verdict for me is that this is a really good ball. I mean, you can't call it a full budget ball. I know a lot of you will comment like there's cheaper balls than Tour Response. I wouldn't call it a budget ball, fair enough. It's still a mid-priced, mid-premium ball. It's cheaper than the top tier stuff by quite some margin. So if you do knuckle the mid irons quite a bit as it is and you struggle with a bit low spin, I might look elsewhere. But when it comes to everything, the wedges, the driver flight, the amount of ball speed that came off the driver, this is a really, really good performing ball. And if you're like most people and you do overspin your mid irons anyway, this might just fit in and be a perfect solution for that issue that you already probably wanted to solve regardless of your ball choice. So I would definitely check that one out. Really good ball from Taylormade. They do have the stripey edition as well. We're not outside yet, so I didn't really think it would be worth testing indoors on a putting green, but they have a really cool alignment aid with the kind of measuring tape look to it. I'll test that out once we get outside, but if any of you have tried that, let me know what you think of it for putting. But in terms of a golf ball, urethane cover golf ball at a pretty good price point, I think they've done a great job. So let me know if you guys have tested it, let me know what you think, and thanks for watching.